Immediate pack salto, another release. This routine is jam-packed with difficulty, and her dismount, get a load of this. She's going to do 2 flips, 2 twists. There's a lot of stuff happening there. A little bit low with her chest in the landing, but not a big deduction at all.
Remarkable performance from a remarkable young lady. Just 17 years of age, hails from San Jose, California. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about Amy Chow. With that performance, that takes Amy Chow halfway through tonight's optionals competition. We'll be back with standings and scores as action continues here from Austin, Texas. World Team Trials of Gymnastics as we select a squad to represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Japan later this year. We're halfway through the optional competition. Amy Chow, by the way, earned a 9.837 on her uneven bars as we look at one of perhaps the most charismatic characters in gymnastics. The bear of a coach from Romania, now a transplanted Texan. Bela Karolyi was a fascinating study as he announced his retirement from the sport after the Barcelona Olympics, but something brought him back. Let's learn more about this gymnastics legend.
When you think of women's gymnastics, you think of Bela Karolyi. With the success of Komenich, Retton, and Zimiskal, only the disappointment of 1992 could send Bela packing.
Well, the retirement happened in 92. It's not actually the result of 92, but it was a growing frustration in my heart. The way how the whole 92 selection was done, the way how they mishandled the great otherwise rivalry between Sharon Ellettán and Kim Zmeskal. And also the outcome, the way how was the selection done wasn't done the right way. And that gave me a lot of frustration. Of course, you know, my greatest frustration was watching my own athletes so frustrated and so much hurting. And with their frustration, I went to that point to say, yes, probably that's the end of my high-performance coaching career.
Bela's back with that same drive and enthusiasm that served him well in years past. Back with a mix of youth and maturity, he now begins his quest for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta.
And that was when Kim Zmeskal decided after that very, very spectacular and also controversial Winter Olympic Games, not that Tanya Harding was the one who determined her to come back, but the great performance of the older girls. And Katarina Witt, the one who was so much visible, and her performance was so full with dignity, with grace, with maturity, I believe inspired very, very much our older generation of gymnasts, among them Kim Zmeskal.
Although he came out of retirement with the more mature athlete in mind, it's the young prodigy that has everyone talking.
Dominique is a young person. I wish we could keep her enjoying the sport more on that childish and more youthful, enthusiastic way rather than the hard, competitive way. I hope she will still have the energy to grow into an even more difficult stage, performing even more difficulties on the floor, because that's going to be a very, very necessary ingredient in the future.
Do you need total control of these athletes in order to make them successful?
The control is in this country is not the way like we used to have back in old times.
True or false, you don't allow them to cry?
To cry? No, that's a human emotion that can come out anytime in any momentum.
True or false, are these kids, do you call your kids names?
No, no.
True or false, are these kids on strict diets and are monitored daily?
I wish, they would have a better monitoring system, but as long as they stay with the parents, there is absolutely no restricted diet.
Flat out, are you softening up?
No, I don't believe, many times, the expression came back, you mellowed down, you softening up, or you that sturdy and very, very specific individual like you've been running your workouts before. No, I don't believe, there's any change on that one.
Bela's peers see a difference in him, as well as a positive new direction for women's gymnastics.
I can't speak for Bella, but I have seen a change in him over the years and adapting to the American system. I think the American system has adapted, and we've all changed over the years to the things that we need to do in gymnastics as the sport has progressed.
Well, I think you can see it's changed because we have more older athletes than ever before. And I think Bella just got a nice, hot little kid at the right time. And I don't think he was out looking for her. I think she was just there. But I think if he still had older kids, he would be pushing, like he is with Kim. He's pushing her to a point. But I think the sport now is more allowing the older kids than ever before.
With Bella Karolyi's return to gymnastics, you can rest assured the U.S. team will fare well internationally. John?
Thanks a lot, Kurt Mara. Let me ask you, should more American coaches be copying Bella's style in order to get the same results?
Actually, I think that different coaching styles work for different athletes, but you have to wonder what the world would be like in gymnastics if there were two Bella Karolyis. The interesting thing is I know that the United States gymnastics is certainly glad he's back coaching and not without a new rising star.
It'll be interesting to see how his athletes continue to do. When we return, it's rotation number 3, athletes on the floor exercise and the balance beam. Stay with us. Frank Irwin's Center for more of the 1995 McDonald's World Team Trials. John Neighbor along with Mara Driscoll and Kurt Thomas as we watch the women competing for 7 spots at the World Championship Team competition in Japan. As we take a look at our standings with 2 rotations remaining, Mochianu still leads Shannon Miller. J.C. Phelps, on the basis of her scores from the U.S. Nationals alone, has moved ahead of Dominique Dawes. Now, Dawes wanting to get into one of those top 3 spots.
If there were ever an opportunity for her to do it, it is on this event. This is where she earned the nickname Awesome Dawson. Get ready to watch her first tumbling pass. It's what made her famous. It's an elongated tumbling pass. It just keeps going. Not done yet. Never seen her miss that. That is a 5/10 deduction. Very rare, but it's important to remember she's injured. Her ankle, her wrist. She's dealing with these nagging injuries.
Dominique earned her first perfect 10 in the floor exercise in the dual meet against Japan. Big landing.
Very nice second tumbling pass. Full in the pike position. Part of Dominique's routine. She actually considered scratching from this event at the national championship during the final competition, but decided to compete and then came away with the gold medal. Her 3rd total, her 2nd in a row. Last tumbling pass, 2.5 twists. She does look a little bit sluggish. A disappointing floor routine for Dominique Dawes. I've never seen her miss that. And a disappointing look on Coach Kelly Hill's face.
So much is expected of you once you turn in a perfect 10.
All right, good try. Good comeback with the rest of the set. You held your face together, you got back up, and you finished through. It's a nice performance. Still trouble with the block. You feeling it? Because you're twisting from a pipe shape. You don't feel it? Don't worry about it. We'll fix it.
We'll get a chance to look at exactly what Kelly Hill was talking about. When she says block, that means push off of the ground. She's saying, here it comes. This is 2 whips into a double full, into an immediate punch front. Very difficult to change directions there. Now, here comes the problem. She does 2.5 twists. Watch her land. She's a little pike. She doesn't get up enough and sits it down. This is her last tumbling pass. A 2.5 twist. Again, a little sluggish, a little off to the side, but she did recover well with her 2 other tumbling passes after suffering the 5/10 deduction in the fall.
As soon as we get some scores, we will continue.
Dominique